A new line has been drawn in the sands of the South China Sea, marking a pivotal moment in the region's ongoing struggle for control and influence. Today, September 22nd, 2025, the Philippines unveils its longest and most advanced military runway on Pagasa Island. A bold and unmistakable statement in one of the world's most hotly contested maritime regions. This is not just a feat of engineering, but a symbol of national pride and ambition. This is more than infrastructure. It's a declaration of resolve, a visible commitment to defending Philippine sovereignty and securing the future of its people. The runway's extended length now allows larger military aircraft to land and take off, transforming Pagasa from a remote and vulnerable outpost into a formidable strategic hub. It opens the door for rapid deployment of troops, humanitarian missions, and disaster response operations. It signals Manila's shift from a posture of passive defense to one of active deterrence, sending a clear and unmistakable message to Beijing and the world. The Philippines is ready to stand its ground and protect its interests. The project was completed under the watchful eyes of Chinese vessels, a testament to Filipino determination and resilience in the face of constant pressure and intimidation. Now, the Philippines can rapidly deploy assets, resupply troops, and monitor the surrounding waters with unprecedented efficiency. This new capability enhances not only military readiness, but also the safety and well-being of the island's civilian residents. For allies like the United States, this is a welcome development, proof that a key partner is taking concrete steps to strengthen its own defenses and contribute to regional stability. It also opens new opportunities for joint exercises and cooperation. The runway is both a military asset and a powerful diplomatic symbol, reinforcing the Philippines' commitment to international law, freedom of navigation, and peaceful coexistence in the South China Sea. As the sun sets on this new strip of concrete, the strategic landscape of the South China Sea is forever changed. The balance of power has shifted, and the world is watching closely. All eyes are now on how the region's major players will respond to this defiant new reality. The next chapter in the South China Sea story is just beginning, and its outcome will shape the future of Asia and beyond. Pagasa Island, or Thitu Island, is the second largest natural island in the Spratlys, but its strategic value is immense. Home to a small civilian community, it stands as the heart of the Philippines' claim in the region. Just 20 kilometers from China's militarized Subi Reef, Pagasa is a vital foothold for monitoring maritime activity and protecting fishing grounds. For decades, its residents endured isolation and a crumbling airstrip, relying on fragile supply lines, vulnerable to weather and foreign interference. The new runway changes everything, improving safety, logistics, and the island's resilience. By investing in Pagasa, the Philippines isn't just upgrading a base, it's reinforcing a community and its sovereign claim. Pagasa remains a powerful symbol of national pride and determination in the West Philippine Sea. Building the new runway on Pagasa was a feat of resilience under pressure. The workers faced not only the technical challenges of constructing a modern airstrip on a remote, windswept island, but also the relentless demands of the environment. Every day brought new obstacles: scorching sun, unpredictable weather, and the ever-present sense of isolation. Chinese Coast Guard and militia ships loomed constantly, their presence a silent threat. Their patrols were a reminder that this was not just a construction project, but a statement of sovereignty in a highly contested region. Every bag of cement and piece of equipment had to cross hundreds of kilometers of open, often hostile sea. The supply lines were long and vulnerable, with each journey risking interception or delay. Supply runs became tense standoffs, with Chinese vessels shadowing and harassing Filipino boats. The crews braced themselves for confrontation, never knowing if they would be turned back or allowed to pass. The construction crew worked under constant surveillance, facing both physical and psychological strain. Cameras watched their every move, and the knowledge of being observed added a layer of stress to already difficult work. Despite typhoons, isolation, and intimidation, the project pressed on. Storms battered the island, sometimes undoing days of hard labor, but the team refused to give up, repairing damage and pushing forward. The successful completion of the runway is a quiet act of defiance, a victory over adversity. It is a symbol of determination, achieved through teamwork and unwavering resolve. It proves that the Philippines can execute complex projects in contested territory. The finished runway stands as a beacon of hope and a message to the world that the nation will not be intimidated. The new runway stands as a testament to the courage and persistence of everyone involved. Each worker, engineer, and sailor played a vital role in overcoming the odds. Against the odds, Pagasa's transformation is now a reality. The island's new runway is more than just concrete and asphalt. It is a story of resilience, unity, and national pride. The new runway is a game changer for Philippine defense and logistics. Larger aircraft can now deliver supplies and personnel quickly, making the island less vulnerable to blockades or bad weather. The Air Force can deploy fighter jets and patrol planes directly from Pagasa, slashing response times in the West Philippine Sea. Medical evacuations and emergency support are now possible in any weather, boosting morale for those stationed on the island. The runway also enhances cooperation with allies, offering a potential staging point for joint patrols and exercises. Pagasa is now a credible forward operating base, strengthening deterrence and maritime awareness. This investment signals the Philippines' seriousness about defending its territory. The upgraded facility is a cornerstone of regional security. The new Pagasa runway highlights the stark contrast between Philippine and Chinese strategies in the Spratlys. The Philippines upgraded a natural, inhabited island. China built massive artificial islands like Subi Reef, causing severe environmental damage. China's bases are military fortresses, designed for power projection and control. Pagasa, by contrast, is a community with a school and local government. Its runway is primarily defensive. Under international law, natural islands like Pagasa generate maritime zones. Artificial islands do not. The Philippines is reinforcing its legal, long-standing presence, while China's artificial islands attempt to rewrite the map. Pagasa's development is about sustaining a community and upholding sovereignty. China's projects are about dominance and military reach. This tale of two islands encapsulates the core conflict law and community versus force and construction. The South China Sea dispute is a tangled web of overlapping claims and strategic interests. China's sweeping nine-dash line overlaps with the exclusive economic zones of the Philippines and other Southeast Asian nations. In 2016, an international tribunal ruled overwhelmingly in favor of the Philippines, rejecting China's claims. China dismissed the ruling, creating a legal victory for Manila, but no practical change on the water. The new Pagasa runway is a direct response, an assertion of rights affirmed by international law, made real on the ground. This move forces China to confront a more resilient Philippine presence. The international community supports a rules-based order, but no one wants direct conflict with China. The runway is Manila's calculated move in a high-stakes geopolitical game. The South China Sea is a crowded, militarized arena where the risk of miscalculation is ever present. With the new runway, Philippine and Chinese aircraft and ships will operate even closer, raising the stakes for accidental clashes. Harassment of Filipino fishermen and supply missions is routine, and gray zone tactics blur the line between peace and conflict. The runway improves the Philippines' ability to monitor and escort its vessels, but also increases the chance of direct confrontations. The danger is that a minor incident could quickly escalate into a regional crisis. The hope is that the runway deters aggression. The fear is that it provokes it. Navigating this fine line is the Philippines' greatest challenge. The future of regional stability hangs in the balance. The construction of the new runway has breathed new life into the long-standing U.S.-Philippine alliance, symbolizing a renewed commitment to mutual defense and cooperation. This strategic infrastructure not only enhances military capabilities, but also serves as a visible reminder of the two nations' shared interests in regional security. The 1951 Mutual Defense Treaty, a cornerstone of the alliance, now explicitly extends its coverage to the contested South China Sea. This update provides Manila with a powerful and credible security guarantee, reassuring the Philippines that the U.S. will stand by its side in times of crisis, especially amid rising maritime disputes. The United States supports the Runway project through substantial military aid, advanced training programs, and real-time intelligence sharing. These efforts significantly enhance the interoperability of both armed forces, allowing them to respond more effectively to emerging threats and operate seamlessly together during joint missions. Joint exercises such as Balikatan, along with regular coordinated patrols in the West Philippine Sea, send a clear and unmistakable message of unity and resolve. These activities demonstrate the strength of the partnership and the willingness of both nations to defend their shared interests. The new runway now offers a vital access point for U.S. forces under existing defense agreements, enabling rapid deployment and logistical support. This increased mobility strengthens the alliance's ability to respond quickly to any regional contingency. However, this strengthened alliance not only deters potential aggression, but also raises tensions with China, which views increased U.S. involvement as an attempt to contain its influence. The region has become a flashpoint, with each side closely watching the other's moves. The Philippines now faces the delicate challenge of balancing its urgent security needs with the risk of being drawn deeper into a great power rivalry. Leaders in Manila must weigh the benefits of U.S. support against the potential costs of escalating tensions with China. The development of the Pagasa runway further ties Manila to the evolving dynamics between the U.S. and China, making the Philippines a key player in the broader strategic competition unfolding in the region. As a result, regional stability now hinges on how this complex trilateral relationship between the U.S., China, and the Philippines evolves. The actions and decisions of these nations will shape the future security environment of Southeast Asia. The stakes for the Philippines, and indeed for the entire region, have never been higher, as the balance of power in the South China Sea continues to shift and the world watches closely. For Pagasa's small community, the new runway brings hope and anxiety. Reliable flights mean better access to food, medicine, and emergency care, easing years of isolation. The runway is a lifeline, a sign they haven't been forgotten by their country. It opens doors for modest economic growth and connects children to a wider world. Yet, living on a geopolitical flashpoint, residents fear becoming targets if tensions escalate. They balance pride in their role as symbols of sovereignty with a yearning for peace and normalcy. Their greatest hope, that the runway deters conflict, not invites it. The future of this resilient community is tied to the shifting tides of regional power.